everyone, your host Mr. Nerd, and welcome to the channel Need of Nerd. There is an interesting article that I got today, and I thought of preparing a video, and hope that's gonna help to the audience who's looking out for a job, who is recently uh, got his education done from graduation and passed out. I think a lot, and then I tell because I don't have time to read all the scripts. I'm quite natural, whatever I see, and then I'm a little enthusiastic. So yes, coming back to the topic. Wipro, TCS, Infosys to hire 1 lakh freshers for the financial year 2022, and I got this from TechGeek. It says that due to decline cases of COVID, Indian firms are currently hiring somewhere like 2 lakh 9,890. That's the change number. I'm not sure how that number came into picture, because no one can predict that. It completely depends on the business and the revenues and all those stuffs. But 10,000 as lateral hires. Quite interesting. Companies gonna hire some of the senior folks, experienced person as well. That means a lateral hire, and approximately 6,000 as freshers. That and 22,000 more freshers the company is also planning. Okay, while there's a name. I'm quite surprised. Saurav Koval, president and chief human resource officer at Wipro, said that out last quarter we'll do a skill-based bonus. It talks about compensating and retaining the resource into an organization. Infosys is also planning to hire 35,000 engineering graduates. Alert for engineering students who has done their BTech, CS, mechanical, and across all these streams. Okay, so and TCS is one of the pipeline as well. 40,000 freshers, which is another milestone. Reaching it to 5 lakh from campus. So that's how it talks. Some big name fames and the companies, one of the most IT giants, which we say in our country. So these guys are gonna hire you. What is the takeaway after reading this? What has to be taken as a next plan, as a go action plan for those freshers who's looking out for a job? Rule number 1: why you need this job, when do you need this job, are you prepared for this job? 3 points. You have to be assertive in your thought process before you gonna go out and put across yourself to the interviewer, who's gonna take you inside the organization. So there has to be something in you. So what is that something? You scored 60, 90, 80% your scores in BTech, making you qualify for giving writing an assessment which these companies give you, or you qualify to give an interview. That is all fine. That's all rules of game which everyone has to go through. Coming back to what is required, how you can click that job, how you can in other words, that would be unprofessional. You can bait it. You can bait your own job that you wanna get. So some of your tips and tricks which I'm gonna give to freshers, especially for the engineering graduates, which you're gonna get, is that when you have done with your written examination, the assessment paper which is gonna give out by these companies, scoring certain marks percentages, which is eventually a cutoff for these companies, and you attain that. When you set up an interview with the HR is gonna ask you introduce yourself. So if you remember my previous video, I said that I'm going to talk about how you're supposed to introduce yourself, and this is the right forum. I think I should tell you. So when I introduce myself, so what is there in me? Why should I, what is interesting about me that I should tell to the other person? Myself, imagine, I have lived countless hours in this earth as a living being. So myself, you cannot tell at one go. That's like ages you lived. The another word of introduction is, what you need from me is nothing but your introduction. Remember this. What you need from me is your introduction. Is that the only lines the other person who's gonna hire you is looking into you? So you should say like this. If I would be in your place and an engineering fresh graduates, I would say that, I am Mr. Nerd, and now they are hiring on a certain basis the parameters. So you'll say your parameters. I've done BTech in CS. Okay, I have done Viva. I have done presentation. I was standing out the first while giving out Viva. I have done my project. Most of these people out there who's taking an interview hear your score and they get little pleased, and then they actually precise focusing on your project. So they start asking you to tell about your project. So you switch on into your project. You say that I have done so and so project. So pick up any project which you have done. If you have done any bot project, bot in the sense, chat bot, which commonly I see, most of these engineering graduates are doing these days. You pick up chat bot, that I have, give some fancy ideas here. I have this automated chatbots which I built, which can be integrated as an artificial AIs, which is also supported by Microsoft connectors, something, and different versions of tools. Most of the IDEA tools which is developed. We have done integration. We have divided the segments where the customers can approach in, chat with the end users, and then they can wrap this, they can document it, they can give an interaction IDs, and at the same time the ITL can book a ticket. So all those glossy things which you show them, these IT giants will be attracted to it because they are the one who is working on it and they're getting paid from their client for a lot of this. So I've given you too much insight but that's the whole business all about. You say these things, you'll remember me, come back to this video, and you are selected. They're gonna ask you how you know so much, but don't tell them that it was Mr. Nerd who was giving you this insight. But this is what they're looking for. As if tell this project, any other project which you have done. I mean, I've given you the most recent, where the AIs are very simple, so you can easy to any other project which you have done. Make sure you read about your project which is supposed to have some kind of link with the IT business. That connection will lead you in that company with an understanding that you will be delivering those ideas which you have invested in your education as an implementation with some kind of mentor and guidance will be given by those people who are currently working in it and your management. That's the whole idea. So you're done with your HR round, you almost cleared your delivery round, you can talk about your packages, and you are inside the company. Signing off, and your coach Mr. Nerd. Apply this logic idea, and if that gets clicked, come back to the channel. Remember, need of nerd, this video